I'm Sarah Coombes, the MP for West Bromwich, and I have a big car racing problem in my constituency. Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights, we might get 40 or 50 cars come in the middle of the night. They race up and down. It's unbelievably loud. It's very dangerous. People have died in my constituency from this kind of racing before. And I was banging onto the local police about how we need a speed camera on some of the affected roads. And the police said to me in about January of this year, Sarah, there's no point getting a speed camera because all these races have got ghost plates. And that was the first I had ever heard of ghost plates. And it has now opened a whole treasure trove of things that I now realise that we urgently need to address as policymakers and as politicians, which is why I'm very grateful to be invited to speak today and why I've been working so hard to try and achieve some change in this space. We have done a big report released this week all about number plates and the kind of crisis in regulation and also therefore road safety. So the report found that there are very serious problems with the way that we sell number plates in Britain and regulate number plates. It's leading to criminals doing what they want undetected, and it's also leading to dangerous drivers getting off the hook. And the key things that were looked at were ghost number plates, so number plates which look normal to the human eye but are reflective somehow, so can't show up on infrared police cameras and speed cameras. And we also looked at the issue of cloned number plates where someone's number plate is copied. And I think both of these two things are very serious problems because they enable criminals, they enable really dangerous driving and getting away with it, and they are subverting a major kind of state enforcement tool, which is automatic number plate recognition cameras. And they are symptoms of a bigger problem, which is the way we regulate number plates in Britain is completely broken. It's far too easy in this country to set yourself up as a number plate supplier. It's crazy in my view that the law has not changed since the register of number plate suppliers was set up 20 years ago. And all you have to do to become a registered number plate supplier is pay £40 one-off fee to the DVLA, provide them with very little information and no background checks at all. So one of the things the investigation found was that people with very serious criminal convictions for things like fraud, attempted murder, sexual offences have come out of prison and set themselves up as number plate sellers and not complied with the law at all. So they are selling cloned number plates, e.g. they are selling plates with any registration to anyone that asks without proving ownership. They're selling ghost number plates which are invisible to ANPR cameras, and there's very, very little enforcement in the current regime. So the DVLA says it aims to check people every few years, but the reality is I think the DVLA has only checked about 4,000 of the 34,000 registered companies in recent years, and the DVLA themselves found that 31% of the companies were not complying with the law. That's a very big problem clearly, and if we think that number plates have a role in British society, which I think they do, they're a passport for a vehicle. As far as I know, no country around the world has stopped using number plates. We have got to do something to make the system of number plates in this country more secure, and that's what the report had some recommendations on. So the big opportunity in Parliament to do something about this whole policy space is the road safety strategy. The government is doing the first road safety strategy for 10 years. It's supposed to be coming out soon. I and other MPs have been lobbying very hard for a few different things. One is to change the way we regulate number plates. So the key thing I'm saying is we need a much higher bar to become a registered number plate supplier, and we need background checks. Two, we need higher fees because £40 fee is just minimal really. So I think we do need higher fees, and I think we need annual registration fees to ensure that the list is up to date and you don't just have legacy businesses on there, which makes it very, very hard for the DVLA to check all of them. So it's about enforcing the space properly and making sure we have good sellers. I also think that we need to be cracking down on people who are using ghost number plates. So in my view, the current fine of £100, which is the most common penalty, is far too low. I think we need to have higher fines, and I think we need to make it endorsable, which means have points on your licence. The government has said warm words towards that, and I'm hopeful that we will get that in the road safety strategy, but we will see in the coming weeks and months whether that's the case. West Midlands Police have really led the way on tackling and raising awareness of the issue of ghost plates, but it is clearly an issue right across the country. I've spoken to Met Police who say there are copious, enormous quantities of these plates on the roads, North Yorkshire Police, police in the Manchester area. So I think the more that we can do to share information across forces and educate officers. I did an enforcement activity with officers. We found a ghost plate on the first vehicle we stopped in the summer. It was astonishing. Obviously there are new cameras which are able to detect ghost plates. The problem is obviously it would be very expensive to upgrade the entire police camera fleet, but over time I think that needs to be the aim, that we need to be making the most of the modern technology available to us. But at the moment I think those are the two key things that we could do between us, which is what are the technological solutions and can we get them when the time is right, and B, just raise awareness among the people that need to know about these problem plates.
I'm pleased to be able to contribute to this important discussion on ghost plates, albeit not in person because of a pre-existing commitment, and my apologies for that. My police and crime plan includes a commitment to clamping down on and targeting illegal number plates, and that includes ghost plates. That's because they undermine the operational effectiveness of ANPR systems, and that can mean criminal activity ranging from speeding to serious organised crime being less capable of being detected, disrupted and enforced against by policing. We need to understand the scale of the issue in the West Midlands, and that's why we partnered with Red Speed International, and as a consequence of that innovative collaboration, over a 6-week period at one location in Birmingham, there were 8,403 reads of ghost plates on 1,884 vehicles. As a consequence of our campaign, we now have the all-party parliamentary group reporting on illegal vehicle registration plates, a consultation by the British Standards Institute on the banning of 3D and 4D plates, and I understand it's likely the government's new road strategy will address the matter as well. Together with Sarah Coombes MP, we held a very successful parliamentary drop-in session last week. We're calling for a ban on 3D and 4D plates, an increase in the £100 fine to £1,000, 6 penalty points, tighter regulation of number plate suppliers, and single marketplace for registered keepers to purchase plates. Thank you to everyone for all the work you're doing to tackle illegal ghost plates. I look forward to working with all of you in the future.